Hi Aries, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website addressed below. And before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So this week, for your key to the week, you have the Temperance card. Temperance is all about healing. It's all about that place and space within us that we align to what is right for us or what we choose to manifest in our lives. And because this is permeating the whole week, the message is kind of, for me, it's kind of like you saying, right, there's a couple of things that was happening here. What is it this week that you are ready to phase out? And what is it, or where is it rather, that in your own life you are blocking yourself from manifesting the things that you choose, from manifesting the things that you desire? This could be a really powerful week for self-analysis. It can be a very powerful week for self-healing. This could be a week where you are really getting very clear on where it is that you're getting in your own way, where it is that you go back on your own promises, where is it that you, and we're not talking about your own promises for other people, we're talking about the promises that you make for yourself. You know, maybe I'm not going to drink anymore, maybe I'm not going to smoke anymore, maybe I'm going to finally go and start getting help, like whatever it is. This is about you examining that, and this week you'll be able to do it from and within a space of love for yourself and for your own life path. This is a really powerful energy as well. I mean, I love the Temperance card because it is a very spiritual energy. It is a very powerful internal energy, and what it asks you for is a real sense of understanding of where it is that you are paving the way, i.e. if you are having a bad experience in your relationship, right? I'm not saying it's you making somebody else, treat you badly, but it is you that's allowing that person to stay in your life. It is you that's paving the way for that bad behavior to be deemed as acceptable. So the Temperance card, what is it that you are manifesting? What is it that you are giving your permission or your power to stay in your life that you are unhappy with or no longer want or need? For your actions and options this week, you have the Justice card, right? Beautiful card. And I mean, Justice card is always about commitment. It's all about where you really sign on the dotted line, so to speak. It's where you take a specific path towards something. And look at this, right? This is your actions and options. This is about what you do. It's about the options that you decide to take. And the Justice card is where you sign on that dotted line, where you say, yes, I am committing myself to this. Yes, this is how I choose to proceed or how I choose to move forward. This is about you asking yourself this week, what is it that I want to commit to? What is it that I'm putting my time, my energy and my resources into? And what is it that I am ultimately telling the universe as well as other people that I accept? For your communications and conversations, you have the Page of Swords. It looks like a lot of you are going in for interviews this week. It looks like a lot of you are hearing back from proposals, job interviews, job applications. This is a great week for you gathering knowledge and information. Now, one thing that I do want to talk about here, the Page of Swords coupled with the Justice card talks about the time of Libra. So whatever it is that you're working on this week, whatever it is that you're starting this week, you will probably start to see the culmination or the rewards from around the time of late September going into October. So this is something that you want to consider. What is it that you're starting now? What is it that you're moving towards now? What is it that you are committing to now that you are going to get results at a later date from? Now, in your communications and conversations, there's a couple of things. One, it's really important that you communicate exactly what you want people to know, exactly what it is that you're trying to get across. This is not a week for you to wield information or hold it in some sort of always hold information in high regard, but not over or above people. This is a week for you to really check the way that you're speaking to people, because again, even that, the way that we treat others, the way that we speak to others is an invite for them to do the same to us. So this is something that you want to catch hold of, right? But yeah, in terms of your communications and conversations, this week some of you could be signing that new job contract. Some of you could be getting the call to say we'd like you to come in for an interview. Others of you could be putting the proposal forward. Maybe you're deciding to go after something, and this could be a great week for it. For your money and materials, you have the King of Cups. So this is the week where you are seeking that sense of opulence. This is that week where the security that you want on a material level or a monetary level, you want this from an emotional place. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. When we're secure in our material lives, our inner world tends to be in less turmoil, right? That's kind of the truth of the matter. When the external world or our needs aren't met, or our basic needs or, you know, requirements aren't met, that's when we get emotionally volatile. You know, this is this whole thing about when people don't have, they get really scarce and nervous and they start lashing out and stuff. So this week, it's kind of a week for you to pay attention to this. Your emotional intelligence this week will dictate your financial and material outlook and outset. For your finances in particular, it looks like you might be connecting with somebody who is a water sign, Pisces, Cancer or Scorpio. This could be a boss. This could be a benefactor of some sort. If you are going for a job this week, or you have some sort of proposal, show your emotional vulnerability and your emotional intelligence. I know that sounds really weird because we're talking about money and work, but by showing and demonstrating those things, it may be one of the qualities or the skills that this person is looking for. So that's something that you really want to be aware of this week. And it does look like your money or your finances will be gaining a boost this week, but they will come through somebody that is likely to be a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. On a material level, when it comes to your home, this is about you wanting to beautify the home. It's about you committing to making the home more reflective of where you are internally. So this week you could be seeking comfort when it comes to your material life. Maybe even when it comes to food, you might find that you're reaching for all of those things that feel comfortable, that feel warm, that feel, you know, in some way, shape or form, that feel nourishing to your inner world. So you could be seeking to beautify the home this week, or you could be looking at doing something with the home that makes it either more efficient or certainly more comfortable. And then finally, for your physical health, I don't see any issues with physical health this week, actually. I think if anything, it's going to be the emotional stuff that you really want to pay attention to. How you feel at an emotional level and what behavior that is inciting within you. That's the thing that you really want to be aware of this week. For your love and relations, you have the Nine of Swords. Okay, so it does look like there's either going to be some sort of kerfuffle, some sort of difficult or challenging communications when it comes to the family. So this doesn't necessarily mean your partner and your children. I'm talking about your wider family. So parents, siblings, cousins, all that sort of stuff. You might find this week that there's some challenging conversations to be had, I'm sorry to say. You know, maybe somebody's calling you out, or maybe you're having to call somebody else out, and you know, this kind of energy comes up to say it's not going to be an easy conversation, but it is one that needs to be had. That's the kind of difference. For those of you that are partnered, again, it looks like there are some challenging conversations here, but I think this is more a case of you having to voice how you really think and how you really feel about things. And there's a part of you that's a bit like, oh, you know what, if I say this though, is it going to put the cat amongst the pigeons? Well, unfortunately, I think in the long run, you'll be doing yourself a disservice if you don't say something now. I mean, not only that, you're an Aries, right? So, for those of you that are single, love is not really on the cards for you this week. It looks like you're a lot more focused on work, money, finances, the home. All of those things are more important to you at this moment in time than love or relationships. And that kind of shows with the cards. All right, with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.